Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines we have for you. The real puppet masters, the economic shadow government, will be revealed today, ladies and gentlemen. RippleXRP 2024 breakouts, we covered them yesterday, but there's more in today, and you're going to love every single minute of it. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter and YouTube for exclusive content. Right now, it's $1.74 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is up 0.5%. Right now, 43,700 plus for Bitcoin, 2,300 and change for Ethereum right now, 91.2 billion plus market cap for Tether. Oh my goodness, right there. Number 6 spot as XRP has slipped from number 5 to number 6 spot to 62 cents at the moment. It is up 0.2% in a 24-hour and off by 1% in the 7-day. Range of price very quickly. 61 cents on the bottom, 62 on top. It is a very tight trading range. Not usually what we see when the market's going to explode, but we're ready anytime, XRP. We're waiting. Until then, why don't you take the opportunity to click the link underneath the video to my sponsor, Link2, if you haven't done it, and go look at the amazing companies, the picks and shovels behind this incredible innovation in tech. You're going to find a huge list of those companies. And what is more impressive is that Link2 has worked to make sure that they are the most affordable minimums to participate in investing in them for all. All you have to do is click the link to sign up and register to get started. For all. It's pretty remarkable, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you check out that. It is, and these things do not last long, so don't waste time. Treat yourself well this holiday season. Get you some private equity. 2024 predictions are in. They keep rolling in. Let me tell you something. If anybody's bullish on 2024 this year, it's Ripple, baby. This here is Brendan Barry. We covered a couple from yesterday. Now, we're going to have to touch a couple of those from yesterday, but we have some new ones in like this one. You're going to love it. Utility boom from Brendan Barry, head of payment products here. Says utility boom in 2024. Love hearing this. We might be moving beyond a speculative chart, ladies and gentlemen, where price is now driven by use case utility. Ooh, that makes me feel warm and fuzzy. We expect that funding will rebound with a renewed focus on companies solving real-world problems and not centered purely around infrastructure. We're going beyond this and focusing on the utility behind the tech. There's recently been major, and I had this open. I hate when this does this, and then it closes after you go to the next thing. Focusing on the utility behind the tech. There's recently been a major resurgence in payments with crypto's democratization of finance front and center. While many have previously focused on the speculative, users are now moving back to the tried and true baseline use case, which is payments. Closing on traditional fintech, 2023 saw increased interest in crypto from fintech companies. And according to Ripple's 2023 New Value Report, 3/4 of financial institutions are likely 75% of financial institutions are likely to explore digital asset services in the next 3 years. Now, this is also especially for cross-border payments. In 24, we anticipate an increase in fintech crypto partnerships to close the gap between emerging and existing financial technologies to resolve legacy pain points. Fintechs must adopt blockchain and crypto to be successful in the year ahead, and we expect to see greater collaboration amongst fintech crypto companies to keep up the pace of innovation, as well as stablecoins dominating outside of the United States. While USD-backed stablecoins have largely been leaders in the market to date, according to Chainalysis Research, the majority of stablecoin inflows to the 50 biggest cryptocurrency services have shifted from U.S. licensed services to non-U.S. licensed services since spring of 23. In 24, we will see stablecoins from non G7 currencies take off. Think of that. Non-G7 currencies take off, creating a new entry point and gateway to crypto, providing exposure to currencies for consumers and allowing them to pay and move money in real time. Now, wait till you hear the prediction about the G7 country in just a moment. As you know, we covered David Schwartz's prediction for 2024 yesterday, but listen to this very quick clip here that he has.
Asset tokenization. I've said that I think it's going to be a driving force in the next year with things like real estate, commodities, treasuries, bonds, other types of securities being leading use cases. My colleague Marcus Inkbanger predicted that tokenized treasuries could reach $5 billion as businesses recognize the value of having digital tokens versus physical assets. And this could unlock liquidity and open up new avenues for investment, asset management, so on. I'm going to ask you about, well, I guess I'll start by asking you if I'm crazy.
You're not crazy, because real world assets are already a trend. Where I think you are crazy is houses and real estate, because there are so many more factors there.
Yeah, the regulatory obstacles obviously are, I think there's going to be some place in the world that's going to let that happen. And then of course, if that works out well, but yeah, probably not within a year, right? That's probably anything that requires regulatory movement is not going to happen quickly. What about institutional adoption of real world asset tokenization?
Yeah, that I see happening on a quicker scale. There's also the difference of, is it a tangible real world asset like a house, or an intangible real world asset like a treasury bond? One is much easier to tokenize than the other, and one already has, like a culture and a market around it of high volume trading where people want to buy and sell these things all the time.
I think this is such a valid point, because what he's touching on here is that the fact that you already have a huge market for things like bonds and traditional market products, right? Derivatives and such. So that structure, that infrastructure is already in place. If you allow for the tokenization, then you're really saying to yourself, look, I don't have to make a whole new market to trade this real world asset as a token. That market exists, right? All I need to do now is just get these entities that trade these things tokenized. It's such a great point. I know it may seem simple, but it's such a great point. I would go into it later on date on that. I can't do it on this channel because there's an analogy I could compare it to, and it would probably get you in trouble on this channel. Digital asset investor shows the possible connection between Ripple and Amazon. I want you to take a listen to this quick clip here. Now, we covered this Ripple prediction yesterday, but there's a little extra something here I want you to get out of this.
This has largely been led by companies in the payments and traditional finance space like PayPal, MasterCard, JP Morgan, and Citi. But with the apparent thawing of crypto and more legacy players leaning in, we'll start to see tech leaders entering the fold and integrating crypto and blockchain into their business. Think Amazon, Uber, or Apple.
Now, when I saw that and I covered that yesterday myself, I said, now think of this for a moment. If they're getting you to reference these companies like Uber, Amazon, and Apple, you have to say to yourself, well, what's the relationship they possibly have with those entities? Otherwise, you look weak to reference them, right? Listen to this extension of that idea. Amazon
and Uber, you say? Do you remember what Kendra Hill said? A partnership years in the making. This is Kendra Hill that disappeared from social media. In a deal which was negotiated in 2015, Amazon holds a stake in 5 billion XRP. Currently, that XRP is in a locked account until the partnership is made public. Why has this been kept secret? Let me first respond by asking you a question. Why does the price of XRP not move when new partnerships are announced? The answer to my question is that XRP has no use cases currently. This will soon change. When it does, the price will rise quickly. They are very selective when announcing new partnerships publicly. So to answer your question, it is in the best interest of everyone involved to keep the price as low as possible, allowing major investors to buy in early while also pushing away investors from the lower class. When Amazon partnership is announced, the world will be talking about XRP. Millions of people will buy XRP on that day, so this partnership is being saved for a later date. Boy, I hope she's right. Then, with regard to Uber, remember Brooks Entwistle at Ripple, he was the chief business officer for international for Uber, and he left there to come to Ripple.
I tell you, you know, these things are just remarkable if they're coincidences, but are there any coincidences? And then we covered yesterday Monica Long, who has always kept things close to the chest, right? You know, or close to the vest, whatever the proper saying is. Very professional, never going out on a limb. And I thought it was absolutely remarkable that she said this. If you like those by David Schwartz, and those are some fantastic predictions, wait till you hear this first one by Monica Long here. In 2024, crypto will break the speculative hype cycles. Did you hear that? I did. In 2024, crypto will break the speculative hype cycles that have defined the booms and busts for the industry since Bitcoin's invention before the next crypto summer. I tell you what, damn, that ain't something right there. And it means more to me that that comes from someone like Monica Long, who doesn't make comments this bold. She does the under promise and over deliver strategy, which is brilliant. And I tell you what, to say something like this tells me there might be an over delivery moment in this thing that's going to really wow the hell out of the entire space. And then you have to ask yourself, if we're going to see utility come into this space and crush the hype cycle of speculative trading of crypto, maybe it comes in at least one shape and form by this new registration in Ireland with the virtual asset service provider license that now gives Ripple access to the entire European Union. Maybe. Then there's this. Rob Grant, the Vice President of Global Public Policy, says a G7 country will have a blockchain-enabled CBDC in 2024. Who's it going to be? Canada? France? Germany? Italy? Japan? The UK? The United States? And additionally, you can count European Union as a non-enumerated member. I think it's either the UK or the EU. We know just from our side of the fence that these two are closer than anybody, and it might be the EU before the UK, but one of those two, and think of this for a moment, a blockchain-enabled CBDC sometime next year from a G7 nation. What kind of wow moment could that be? What kind of break the hype cycle could that be? Come on in. As Anthony Welfare shouts out another moment that could open up utility. Massive shout out to two XRP Ledger partners that many overlook. These two amazing teams have built some of the most important advancements to the XRP Ledger in the last 2 years. If Anthony Welfare is telling you this, you better listen. I'm extremely pleased to work with them over the last 2 years and into 2024. We're talking about Purist right here. Farhan Pratt, who you can see pictured below. The team have been building out the EVM sidechain wallet for CBDC solutions, XRP Ledger Stamp, and the land registry solution, to name but a few. Ann Bardem from SuperHow, the team have built out a decentralized securities platform on the XRP Ledger, an NFT solution, and have spun out their Axology project, which will be tokenizing and issuing securities and bonds on the decentralized sidechain of XRP Ledger. Well, we do join you, Anthony, in thanking each one of those teams and their amazing contributions and significant success to come. I tell you, this is remarkable. Now, I promised you We are going to jump into the puppet masters, the ones who really run this government that we live in, this world that we roam around in, the economic shadow government. You're going to see it from a CIA whistleblower. All you got to do is go to digperspectives.com and click the Freedom Zone and join us to know and find out for yourself. It is absolutely mind-blowing. You're not going to believe it. Maybe you will. But what's more important about it is that you're going to hear it from a CIA insider. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. I'll catch all of you on the next one.